Kính thưa quý vị đại biểu, thay mặt ban tổ chức chương trình, chúng tôi xin thông báo sự kiện của chúng ta sẽ diễn ra trong vòng 5 phút nữa. Đề nghị quý vị ổn định chỗ ngồi và chuẩn bị cho buổi hội thảo ngày hôm nay. Ladies and gentlemen, our event will start in 10 minutes. So please move toward to the ballroom and have a seat. Thank you. Nhiệt liệt chào mừng các quý vị đại biểu và các vị khách quý đã đến tham dự hội thảo Nền văn hóa đổi mới sáng tạo mở và giáo dục mở do Làng Công nghệ Giáo dục tổ chức trong khuôn khổ Ngày hội khởi nghiệp đổi mới sáng tạo quốc gia TECHFEST Việt Nam 2020. Thưa quý vị đại biểu, đổi mới sáng tạo mở là chìa khóa của sự thay đổi và phát triển, đặc biệt trong lĩnh vực công nghệ. Đổi mới sáng tạo mở thúc đẩy sự tham gia của nhiều thành phần xã hội, sự minh bạch và đồng sáng tạo. Tương tự, giáo dục mở trao quyền cho các nhà giáo dục, người học trong việc tăng cường khả năng tiếp thu kiến thức, đổi mới thực hành sư phạm và văn hóa chia sẻ. Sứ mệnh của công nghệ giáo dục tương lai là cung cấp các nền tảng và công cụ để thúc đẩy quá trình đổi mới sáng tạo mở trong giáo dục mở. Hội thảo văn hóa đổi mới sáng tạo mở và giáo dục ngày hôm nay với những chia sẻ kiến thức, những kinh nghiệm và góc nhìn khác nhau đến từ các vị khách mời cũng như chính các đại diện tham dự, hứa hẹn sẽ là nơi gặp gỡ giữa những tư duy tiến bộ và các tổ chức, cá nhân đang thực hiện, triển khai công nghệ hiện đại nhất. Thưa quý vị, tham dự hội thảo của chúng tôi ngày hôm nay, tôi xin trân trọng giới thiệu sự hiện diện của các vị đại biểu, các vị khách quý. Trưởng Làng Công nghệ Giáo dục EdTech, ông Đỗ Nguyên Hưng, Trung tâm Hợp tác Doanh nghiệp Đại học Công nghiệp Hà Nội. Đồng trưởng Làng, bà Lê Thị Thu Hà, Giám đốc Trung tâm Sáng tạo và Ươm tạo Đại học Hà Nội, Đại học Ngoại thương. Ông Phạm Tuấn Hiệp, Giám đốc Ươm tạo BK Holdings. Ông Nguyễn Chí Hiển, CEO Công ty Cổ phần Công nghệ Giáo dục Thiên Hà Xanh. Tham dự hội nghị, chúng tôi xin trân trọng giới thiệu sự góp mặt của các diễn giả. Ông Hùng Trần, CEO Gotit. Bà Đào Lan Hương, Founder Techie. Tác giả diễn giả nước ngoài Aaron Stanford. Ông Karen Fraken, đại diện của School Lab. Và đặc biệt, chúng tôi xin vui mừng chào đón và trân trọng giới thiệu sự hiện diện của các diễn giả, đại diện các cơ quan chính phủ, trường học, doanh nghiệp, các startup và các nhà đầu tư trên địa bàn Hà Nội. Thay mặt ban tổ chức, chúng tôi xin trân trọng cảm ơn sự hiện diện của tất cả các quý vị có mặt trong buổi hội thảo ngày hôm nay. Kính thưa quý vị đại biểu, năm 2020, ngành giáo dục đã chứng kiến sự đột phá trong công nghệ cũng như sự phát triển mạnh mẽ của các doanh nghiệp công nghệ giáo dục, EdTech. Đại dịch Covid-19 đã thúc đẩy ngành giáo dục tìm cách ứng dụng công nghệ để thiết kế lại các trải nghiệm dạy và học. Nhiều giải pháp công nghệ giáo dục đang gia nhập thị trường giáo dục toàn cầu với ước tính 10.000 tỷ USD vào năm 2030 và là một trong 12 Làng góp mặt ở Ngày hội khởi nghiệp đổi mới sáng tạo quốc gia TECHFEST Việt Nam 2020. Làng công nghệ giáo dục vai trò quan trọng trong việc kết nối các doanh nghiệp EdTech và các nguồn lực trong và ngoài nước nhằm hỗ trợ và thúc đẩy phát triển các doanh nghiệp EdTech. Đây là cơ hội để phát triển hệ sinh thái khởi nghiệp sáng tạo trong lĩnh vực EdTech tại Việt Nam trong bối cảnh đột phá công nghệ 4.0. Và để bắt đầu chương trình ngày hôm nay, tôi xin trân trọng kính mời ông Đỗ Nguyên Hưng, trưởng Làng Công nghệ Giáo dục EdTech lên có bài phát biểu để chúng ta có thể mở đầu buổi hội thảo ngày hôm nay. Xin trân trọng kính mời ông.
Vâng, lời đầu tiên xin kính chào toàn thể các quý vị đã đến tham dự buổi hội thảo của Làng EdTech chúng tôi. Kính thưa quý vị, thì như quý vị đã biết thì chúng ta đang trải qua một cái đại dịch Covid đang rất là phức tạp, đặc biệt ở trên thế giới, và Việt Nam chúng ta cũng đã ảnh hưởng, và đến bây giờ thì cũng rất may mắn là đến thời điểm này thì TECHFEST được tổ chức một cách offline ở đây, rất là may mắn. Và song song với TECHFEST offline thì chúng ta cũng có cả các cái chương trình của online, đúng không ạ, cũng vẫn đang tiến hành song song. Thế thì đối với cái EdTech thì cũng muốn chia sẻ với quý vị rằng là do cái điều kiện là tổ chức nó cũng hơi ngắn từ lúc mà khi chúng tôi nhận nhiệm vụ đến lúc mà tổ chức TECHFEST. Tuy nhiên thì với cái sự nỗ lực của các trưởng làng, đồng trưởng làng, các bạn hỗ trợ thì đến thời điểm này thì các cái hoạt động của làng EdTech đang diễn ra hết. Và chúng ta có thể thấy là bên cạnh hội thảo thì các doanh nghiệp, các startup đã tham gia ở trưng bày ở trong làng của EdTech đến thời điểm này là thu hút được rất nhiều sự quan tâm. Như chúng tôi thống kê sáng nay là gần như là lúc nào cũng rất là đông. Thì chút nữa nếu mà sau buổi hội thảo các quý vị có thời gian thì có thể là xin kính mời tham gia vào cái tham quan các cái sản phẩm được trưng bày tại làng EdTech. Và cái buổi hội thảo của chúng ta ngày hôm nay thì cũng xin thưa quý vị các anh chị là hiện nay ngoài trong cái khán phòng này thì chúng ta đã phát tiếp trên 3 kênh. Thứ nhất là kênh TECHFEST của ban tổ chức. Thứ hai là kênh
So currently we have 3 channels that we are live stream. So each of the page that we are doing live stream has around 100k and above. So with that, we would like to see the of the message of the ethic event today, and at the same time we also can see the big picture of the current situation of EdTech, not only in Vietnam but also in the world. We also looking forward to see where it's going to hit to. The slogan of the TechFest this year is transformation and breakthrough. So with that, we also see different invention to make a breakthrough in education, the way the teacher teach. However, we also see there's different problems where the market, not only in Vietnam but in the world, we may not meet the requirement of the market in general yet. So today we would like to also the suggestion and the perspectives from different actors in the ecosystem to see how can we foster the development of EdTech. So after the keynotes, we have the discussion among different speakers. During the preparation of EdTech, we also received different ideas and suggestions. A lot of questions, so we will try to answer all of the questions during the panel list discussion. But we also see we may not answer all the questions, but we will have a lot of different following up events after we have the community of EdTech. So we may have some different offline events and also online events. Continue developing the community and share the aspect to work on building bigger. We also take and have after this event, we also create a network of EdTech. The network will support startup and investor to maintain and sustain the ecosystem and make a breakthrough in it. We also want to bring EdTech Vietnam go global. Within around 3 hours of today's event, we prepare very focused content of today and hope it will bring you some insights and have a great event today. We would like to say thanks to your representatives today here. Wish you happiness, health, and great success for the event. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Hưng, for sharing about the mission and also the trend of ethic in the future. To open the event today, we would like to invite Mr. Nguyễn Chí Hiển to share about the landscape of ethic in Vietnam. Thank you. afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today I will share from the perspective for startups who care about the landscape of edtech in Vietnam, where it is now, and what would be your choices, the niche that you want to choose when you start up. So presentation today will go from the global view and then Vietnam, and also what the successful stories in Vietnam, and then how can we continue developing the edtech Vietnam and go global. After my presentation, you also can learn from Mr. Hung Trần and Miss Lan Hương. You also can see the trend of edtech in the future. The content of me today will have three parts. First is about the edtech in the world, and second, edtech in Vietnam, and third about the information about me. COVID-19 has created a big change in the edtech in global market. In the first 9 months in 2020, the edtech market in China, they called around $3 billion investment. In 2019, the total investment around 11 billion. This number will continue increase. The total edtech in the global market is 227 billion USD. 227 billion number is a big number, even higher than the game market and entertainment market. The game market currently is around 200 billion. The edtech already went over recently. We also see that, however, edtech only account for 3.6% of the education global market. So which means that we have more and more opportunity ahead. And edtech can become a game changer in the education market. In the global market, we can see 20 unicorns, and the top 10 of them comes from China. So in the top 5 of the unicorns in China, we have all of them on the table. In the quarter one of the unicorn, they call for almost $1 billion. Value is around $400 million. And the other startup in the global market also continue calling for more and more investment. In around 2020, most of the financing and investors will come to edtech as a prediction of the China market. So that's why today we will discover the opportunity of edtech in Vietnam. So now China already goes over the US and become the number one, attracting the investment in edtech. We have 50 segments in edtech, and we need to care. So if you know this big picture, you can know which market you want to go in. So if you look at the table, you can see a bit complicated, but we'll share with you, and you can also see it on the document that we give you when you come in. In Vietnam, the mobile learning develops very quickly. Around 85% of people go learning online. However, the market is only account for 10% of the education market. So this also makes Vietnam become one of the fastest countries regarding developing digitally. And it also reflects that the ethic or any startup relating to technology online has a really great opportunity. So this also makes mobile learning become a great trend. We will focus on the history of EdTech in Vietnam. The history of EdTech Vietnam experienced 5 periods. Vietnam is one of the earliest country in the online system, the technology in online learning. In around 2000, I already saw different top universities experience their online learning, such as like National University or Transportation University, or they also use another TOS, Katapa or Hoptato. So the way of using the technology at that time is to give the assignment for student when the homework for student online. Even it was early, but it was not mean that it was a great success applying the technology to do online teaching. So it's around 2007 and 2008, we started seeing more advanced products such as AI application. We have some very successful story like Học Mãi, Topica or Trường Sương. Around 2010 and 2012, we started seeing the development of Vazza forum and the 3G network develops, and we start to see more and more organizations care about the ethic. We have around more than 100 different products, services regarding ethic. But at that time, the market was not ready to pay, and all organizations still had to work on the education, educating the market. But it was a breakthrough stage of the market. The market start ready to pay when Edumore start doing very well the marketing and promotion, and it's around 2016 and 17, and after that we have another unicorn like Topica, and the market start being very ready to pay online. Even though the market was ready to pay around 17 and 17, but the money was not yet big. At that time, it's only around less than $1 billion of the edtech market in Vietnam, and for now, it's around more than 3 billion market size in Vietnam. And in 2020, we see the breakthrough of edtech because of COVID-19, because all the teachers, all the parents and students know how to use tools online. So the question we also see like whether after COVID-19, the way of learning will come back to the normal. So that's why we need to have different ideas and breakthrough to keep the edtech become a great tool for the education. So recently, the government also has some suggestion to provide the devices to support the provinces which lack of devices to experiment their online learning. And even we also apply 5G to support different activities of teaching. So we are in the time where we get supported from the government, the policies, and the ready of the market. So question is that if for the edtech business, we need to develop the good product to make the best out of that situation. So talking about the edtech and e-learning in 2020, it's around $15 million of the market evaluation for edtech market in Vietnam. So you also can see different numbers and the statistics in the report of edtech market in every first month of the year. So there's a lot of different highlights in 2020. We received different suggestion and also the collaboration from different countries like Korea, Australia, Japan, Canada, especially Korea. There's around more than 50 projects coming from Korea. They bring in the edtech project to Vietnam. 2020, we also see a lot of different platform in the market. Before that, we see the platform for the market K-12 high school student, and there's more and more products start being created, especially regarding skills or STEM. And this is one of the most caring topic for the edtech market. So you can hear more from Mr. Hong Chen, the CEO of Got It, later on when he share about it. In 2020, we also experienced the first time the government has a lot of different regulation and policies to support the education system in Vietnam and emphasizing on the digital and online aspect. One of them is that in August 2020, we also can see the regulation from the government to encourage and make it a obligation for school to do teaching online. And so 9 main tasks in 2020 and 2021 to apply technology in education. The first area is management. So government can also monitor from far distance. And secondly, they also can measure the quality of the teaching. So that's why the government also allows students to use a phone for learning. So we are talking now about the investment from abroad come to the market in we have seen a lot of different kindergarten schools opened by the investment from foreign investment. For Galaxy accounts for more than 70% of học mãi, one of the first initiative in edtech. Edtech in Vietnam has different price. For example, we have VO Edu receive the smart education prize. Techie, you will listen to her soon, receive the prize of Steffi Awards 2020 global 17 ranking for women in businesses. And we have the top 10 TECHFEST this time at your life, for example. There's some highlight products of edtech Vietnam and K-12 market. We have the three very highlight, for example, Edumore, học mãi, Moon. In the market the place platform, we have Unica or Kaina. We have top 10 fan pages of education in Vietnam. Even though this is a statistic, but it doesn't reflect the whole market. So the number of the views in the front page does not reflect the revenue, because from converting the viewers to the buyers is another story. And we also see that regarding to the market in Vietnam, people may not will be willing to pay online, but we also see easier to pay online after viewing the products. So we can see here there's a lot of different language pages, for example, English and also career orientation. If we are talking about the top pages of EdTech in Vietnam, we have around VietJack, with about 3 million view per month. And this is for the K-12 market. And again, the views do not reflect the revenue. And they have to get the revenue coming from different sources.
Đặc biệt là năm nay thì có khá nhiều các sự kiện giáo dục được chú ý. Sự kiện lớn nhất Việt Nam.
There's a lot of different big events this year 2020, and the most noticeable one is Edu 4.0 in 21st of November in Hanoi, and this is in the biggest event in education 4.0. And another seminar of NIC will happen in, we have a 33 investment fund will invest in startup and innovation. And EdTech is one of the most supportive topics, and this will be the hottest trend in the upcoming 12 months. How ngoái is one of the first initiative of EdTech, and Galaxy already accounts for 70%. I have shared in the slide before. So some of the highlights of EdTech events. So all of this number will be shared online. And in the TECHFEST 2021 next year, you can have more views on the upcoming or updated numbers. And you can see another one, EdTech Asia or EdTech Europe. So there's the top trends of EdTech in the upcoming 5 years. So technology can help to take care of each individual and increase the customer support experience. So the first is a personalization, and the second is a mobile learning. As I said before, the mobile market is more than 80%. And another thing is like blended learning is also will be the trend. The combination of online offline will reinforce the roles of online and offline. The supporting knowledge will be in the way of online, especially the repetitive process. So the application of gamification and AI will be increasing. The EdTech landscape Vietnam, we will update every first month of the year, and that's why here you may not see all the big coming or the recent big unicorns. And this is a view categorizing regarding the age market. We have primary school, we have K-12, but maybe if you have another statistics, they will have different way of categorize it, maybe content or without content. So in the upcoming TechFest, I would like to give the to collaborate with different people so we can have kind of official way of categorizing and then can give a more specific and effective accurate statistic. We also can see the repetition of different platform and the similarity. They have the same purpose, but they develop different platforms. So maybe we should collaborate to then combine, connect all of these ideas together. So we are talking about the EdTech 2021, the chain of it. So to really bring the EdTech market of Vietnam go global, we have to really focus on content and build the community, sustainable community, so you can scale faster and sustainably. And that's all what I like to share today. And thank you for listening. So I'm Nguyễn Trí Hiển with more than 16 years of experience in researching and consulting in EdTech. Thank you, Nguyễn Trí Hiển, for sharing about the EdTech landscape from the history of EdTech, the current situation of EdTech, and also the prediction for EdTech Vietnam in the future. After COVID-19, online learning is not anything that you are not familiar anymore. So the question is that what is a solution that we will use either online or offline or the combination of it? To answer that question, we will have the sharing from Hong Trần, the CEO of it, the chain of online and offline education. Hello everyone. Today I will represent God It and also STEAM for Vietnam to introduce a new platform we have developed and also practice on it. We have the expectation to then give you an overview about this concept, and then we can discuss together and we can apply how we can apply technology in education in the effective way. We also have here Nguyen, the CMO of STEAM Vietnam. We have just listened to Nguyen Trí Hiển talking a lot of different insights about EdTech. We also saw that there's a lot of different EdTech company. So I will share about why EdTech and what is EdTech. What is the real definition of it? Is it online? Is it educational games or is it Zoom lecturers? And how can we distinguish between the traditional model and the recent appearing ethic models? There's one new trend is we have the supporting teaching material using the technology to deliver online. So this is overview of what we wanted. So for us, we are doing technology and we have been in Silicon Valley for many years, experienced different business models. we see ethics is about scale. And what does this mean, scale? First is about scaling teachers. Even in the traditional models or in the modern models, education depends a lot on teachers. But the reality is that the number of the good teachers is not big. The good teachers normally they stay in one place. That also creates a problem that there's a lot of students that they don't have opportunities to study from good teachers. So how can we scale good teachers? How can we bring the same opportunities for all people coming from different situations so they can still learn, have opportunities to learn from good teachers? So this is a meaning of scaling teachers. We'll have to scale, bring them to different places, including provinces or cities. We don't need like a big number of teachers, but we have to scale them. So to scale the opportunity of student can learn from good teachers. So the second thing we need to scale is student reach. According to the traditional way, we had to build schools so we can reach out to more students, so we can teach thousands or more students. But however, traditional school experience a very slow development if they want to scale. So if we apply technology, the process can be quicker. After only 3 months, we experience our model. We already reached to 180,000 people. The number of hours people study up to 48,000 hours. This is very magnificent number, and it was not in our expectation. The third thing we need to scale is learning materials. As you know, where we see Vietnam, we normally have one same textbook. Even we have the same textbook and maybe the same method, each person will learn in different ways. And each person has different way of learning and innovative way. So that's why we have to know which way student can learn the best, and then we have to personalize it. So if we have one concept and we can personalize and create different ways for students to learn, we can reach out to more students. That is the meaning of student reach. After talking about the three ideas of scaling, how can we do it? And this is a model that we have learned in different places that we've been. We didn't create it. We learned from other working best practice model. The idea is to check the best thing of the online learning experiences and the offline learning experiences. So then we can certify the three scales that we shared before: scale of teachers, scale of student reach, and scales of also the methods, personalizing the content. For each subject, we will choose the best students of that subject. We don't need a lot of teachers. Maybe we only choose around 10 teachers for a math subject. We only choose the best teachers in Vietnam for that subject, and at that moment, we will have 10 different teachers with 10 different ways of teaching, and then we will categorize students. So, who match with whom will learn together. So, from that 10 teachers, we can teach the whole country, and that will help us to scale the learning and teaching material. And this is something that Vietnam has done before or has developed before. So that's the first thing. The second thing, we scale about students still go to school rather than learning only from the direct teacher, but we also learn from the star teacher, and it's gonna be online teacher, learning through computer, learning from online application. So this, you know, that education, apart from the knowledge, but also social development. We cannot put them into the room the whole day because we don't want to make them become merchants. So they still has to go to classes to have the interaction with the classmates. And even we don't have direct teachers in the classes, but we have the supportive staff. So by doing this, students can learn from the best teachers, and they still can get the direct support from the local teachers. There are some students may choose to learn from homeschool if their parents can take care about the social development. And this is something maybe you have heard about it before, but the idea is that not many people implement or execute on it. So this model is not new, but not many people have been doing it. So how can we really do it specifically? We had to build a platform. We have built the platform STEAM is profile. This is a platform based. All students will access to this system. STEAM means the abbreviation of STEAM for Vietnamese. It's like LinkedIn for children. Every child has a profile, and then they can learn. We have also have the learning management system, and all the assignment can be on there. Streaming doesn't mean that only through the lessons, but also for the interaction between the student together. So if we don't have a platform, then we cannot have a lot of students at the same time together. For example, when you use some online application, if you have 1,000 people there, maybe it's gonna be overload. So in this application, we will divide people in different perspective. So what are the results by doing or applying that model? We have talked about the theory. So what are the results we have got? We have done and we call it summer coding bootcamp. We teach programming for children. In that class, we teach about programming and critical thinking. And programming here we teach for the very beginners. And we found that the people who have the critical thinking ability through technology and programming, they increase the 5 times of learning effectiveness. After the application, there's around 7,000 application, and it's not like a short form, it's a very long form. We test the patient of the application. We see if they don't even fill up the 5 pages of the application, then they may not be serious. So after we got 7,000 application, we just close the system so we can manage it. And we find that around 5,200 confirmation. And we found the student not coming from only Vietnam, but also Vietnamese coming from different 34 countries. In the history of Vietnam, we never seen that number, the diversity of students, the location where they stay in. So we see that it's equal to 3,500 students in the normal class. We also use this one to train teachers. In this time, we have organized one event with Hanoi University of Science and Technology, and we use the same model. We use a platform sponsored by IPM, and we send that to each province, and each province they have a vote where they can register, and then they can learn from teachers from the US. And it has been quite successful. As it is a second successful story. So what is next for us? And we have a roadmap for developing this model. We're trying to work on a different project of STEAM, and we're focusing on competence. And then we will expand to the other fields. So from different projects we have done, we will reflect and get what work and what not work, and we'll plan to reach out to around more 3,000 students. So at the end of the day, we really aim to focus on secondary. Secondary school has around 8 million, and they want to access to this technology. We really want to give that opportunity to them. The first cost is for everyone from 8 to 16 years old, and after that they can go to the next level, to the introduction to computer science. If they love that, and they also love the hardware.
Thì cũng ấy là người Việt ở khắp nơi trên thế giới. Đấy. Thế thì mọi người có thể là không tin ấy, nhưng mà toàn bộ cái chương trình này được thực hiện bởi một cái nhóm phi lợi nhuận. STEAM for Việt Nam là một tổ chức phi lợi nhuận do tôi là sáng lập, và đã quy tụ được khoảng hơn 100 thành viên là cựu du học sinh hoặc là các bạn đã đi làm là người Việt ở trong lĩnh vực STEM ở khắp nơi ở trên thế giới. Đấy thì cái nhiệm vụ chính của cái tổ chức phi lợi nhuận này là mang giáo dục STEM đẳng cấp quốc tế về cho người Việt hoàn toàn miễn phí, hoàn toàn miễn phí. Đấy, và cái chúng tôi theo cái quan điểm ấy là mình tập hợp những người Việt tài năng ở khắp nơi trên thế giới vào để mà theo cái hình thức ấy là người đi trước dắt người đi sau đi. Thế thì hy vọng là qua cái chương trình này thì mình tập trung vào cái lứa tuổi cấp 2. Sau 5 năm 10 năm nữa các em nó được định hướng tốt, nó đi xa hơn là chúng tôi có thể hôm nay. Đấy và hy vọng rằng mình sẽ nghệ, đúng không? Mình nói về TECHFEST, mình startup, mình nói về Make in Việt Nam nhưng mình không có nhân lực. Thì bây giờ là cái là cái mà tại sao mà mình phải nghĩ đến cái việc mình phải tạo cái học trẻ này.
Talking about all the development of technology market, but the question is our human resource. So we have to develop and increase the capability of the youth. So we have to invest in the youth if you really want to make a breakthrough. If we invest in student, it's all delayed. So that's why we focus in the secondary school market. We have our team. This is strongest team compared to any startup profit organization, but we have gathered all the great people in Vietnam. They have worked in different famous and incredible companies like Microsoft or Google, and they have graduated from top universities, and that gives us opportunity to build a strong and good platform. So we have run it as a startup. We have different teams. We have education team, operation team, marketing team. Again, we have also big volunteers coming from different organizations. So if anyone wanna join our mission to raise support our mission, we have a lot of more things to do. Even we have organized 50,000 students in one class, but it's only even less than 1% of the target customer we want to reach to. So if you can work together and you want to buy into this mission, we are welcome you. Microsoft or Google, when they see our results, they also they really encourage it, and they can see that we are also creating more and more opportunities to later on also collaborate with them. So we have a video to show the experience after learning our program. So they are students. So then you can feel the vibe, the potential of the youth in Vietnam.
Đây là một bạn 9 tuổi ở Đà Nẵng. Em bạn hoàn toàn có cái tên là tiếng Anh.
She is a 9 years old kid, and the sound is not working, but he's shared about the experience of learning from our program.
Đấy thì đấy là mọi người có thể xem cái video này sau, nhưng mà đấy mình nhìn thấy các bạn 9 tuổi, các bạn còn trẻ như thế này, các bạn có cái khả năng như thế này thì mình không có cái lý do gì mà không tin vào tương lai công nghệ của Việt Nam. Đấy thì cuối cùng đây là các cái thông tin về cái mô hình mà chúng tôi đang thực hiện là online merge offline education, cũng như là các cái hoạt động của STEAM for Việt Nam. Thế thì nếu mà mọi người muốn, rất là mong muốn là mọi người cùng tham gia để mà làm sao đấy mình giúp được cái thế hệ trẻ tiến xa hơn chúng ta ngày nay rất là nhiều. Xin cảm ơn.
Xin cảm ơn những chia sẻ của ông Hùng Trần. Qua đó thì chúng ta có thể thấy được là mô hình giáo dục của Got It và STEAM for Việt Nam thì đã tận dụng được tất cả những cái lợi ích cho việc học của các bạn trẻ hiện nay. Và hy vọng rằng trong tương lai thì mô hình này sẽ ngày càng phát triển và sẽ đóng góp tích cực cho nền giáo dục của Việt Nam. Thưa quý vị, thời gian gần đây thì các đơn vị nước ngoài đã bắt đầu đưa các sản phẩm công nghệ giáo dục vào Việt Nam, nhất là đối với lứa tuổi mầm non và tiểu học. Và xu hướng STEAM ngày càng được nhắc đến nhiều hơn trong thời gian qua. Và đi đầu trong lĩnh vực này thì chúng ta không thể nào không nhắc tới Học viện Sáng tạo Công nghệ trẻ TECHFEST với mảng giáo dục STEAM đa dạng. Và rất may mắn cho chương trình của chúng ta ngày hôm nay khi nhận được sự đồng ý tham gia của bà Đào Lan Hương, Chủ tịch Hội đồng Quản trị Học viện TECHFEST với bài chia sẻ về nội dung EdTech Việt Nam vươn tầm thế giới. Xin trân trọng kính mời bà.
Xin kính chào tất cả các quý vị khách quý. Tôi vì là khán trường ngày hôm nay thì cũng tương đối là gần gũi, thì trước khi bắt đầu phần trình bày của mình, tôi xin được đặt một câu hỏi được không ạ? Không biết là ở trong này là có bao nhiêu startup làm trong lĩnh vực giáo dục ạ? Vâng, chúng ta cũng có rất là nhiều startup ở đây. Thế không biết là có bao nhiêu anh chị làm trong lĩnh vực công nghệ nhưng mà cũng đang quan tâm đến giáo dục ạ?
How many of you who care about the education? We have seen the representation of Mr. Ho. We have seen a very great part, but I feel worried about it. The application of technology has different models, and the needs for good teachers, but we don't need a lot. So the question is that what about the current human resource of the teacher now? So that also means that the effect of the technology impact on the recent teacher or the labor force. That is why Tiki is born. Tiki has created in 2000. We have different branches in Hanoi, we have seen a video speaking in English about a technology project. We have around 200,000 students, and they can also program and develop the technology product by themselves. Today, I represent here to share about what I have learned and also the opportunity of the tech market in Vietnam. We also see whether we can have opportunities to be unicorns in the world. So I have another question. There's a lot of people working in education industry. What is the biggest unicorn in the world now regarding edtech? Who's correct answer? Baidu. So do you know what is the evolution of Baidu? 10 billion. 2 hours ago, Baidu around $12 billion. This news of today. Baidu becomes the $1 billion company 2 years ago, but now become 12 billion. This week they have nice startup receiving investment, and Baidu is one of them. So this is the second time they get the investment after 2 months of the last investment. So before getting to my presentation, I would like also share about myself.
Thì với cá nhân của tôi thì là tôi có 20 năm hoạt động trong lĩnh vực
I have 20 years of experiences working in. I was also one of the co-founders of Nextech, one of the biggest technology companies in Vietnam, offering the logistic and online services. And the group developed to 5 different countries: Vietnam, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines. During that experience, expanding the company to the market, I saw that the product made in Vietnam, developed by Vietnam, is very good quality. We have that opportunity and the ability and the belief to become a big company in the globe. EdTech has not now any big company. Logistic and e-commercial already have big companies in the global market, but Vietnam we don't have yet. The mission of
About Tiki, we founded in 2016 and 2017. We have the first institution, and now we have 16 projects here. And we are really proud of, like, we are one of the 16 in innovation society around the world in the reported in and it's like the only organization in Southeast Asia. It's like stand for children. And during the past 3 years, we have a lot of prize affected the citizens community in Southeast Asia and Asia as well. And about the picture about EdTech around the world, as Mr. Hiển mentioned before, I will talk deeply about that. The picture about EdTech around the world is divided to 10 main parts. And have 20 groups. We can see here it is divided into a category in the content management in education. For example, the application in education, the models that can have to manage the content, the back end in the education, and the traditional project from primary school to university, or the new model, such as new model, or we can see here, we can like chemicals, chemistry, or MOC, or like courses and training courses, services, and we can use AI or AR, VR in teaching. Learning support has also have some solutions for like supporting students or getting the certification for students, or maybe after university we have the courses about supporting human resources. Talk about the tech all around the world. We can see here over the past few years until 2025 we will have. In 2020, it will be bigger 2.5 million, 2.5 times bigger than now. And in the period 2018-2019, in the world, we will have the solution for the content, like data lies, and it is like the first one and the most important one for an tech in the future. And in 2020, 2021, we can, like after the effect of COVID-19, every school have to have the solution for supporting and improving the quality of education. And in 2020, 2021, we have like the solutions or maybe LMS for learning. And in 2022, 2023, it is a period that develop B2C, like use internet data to learn English. And like paying will in the world, it is estimated in 2022, 2023 is a big chance for us to do that. And in 2025, the technology in the education, it will lead to a potential area for technology and progress in AR, VR in education. It is about the progress in edtech around the world. And through the picture, I will have a comment about that. EdTech in general, technology in general, and EdTech is specialized. We can see a chance, an opportunity here to invest and develop in the future. In 2024, if we want to be a leader, for example, 2020, we need to focus on the solution. For example, we have to prepare for this progress from since 2020. We need to weigh up the pros and cons and choose the best solution for us to about the age of learner. As you know, global population growth is getting older now, and the increase in school students in high secondary school, and there are less students in primary school. And about the investment tactic, we can see here all around the world in period of 2020 and like the COVID time, we got 4.5 billion USD just in the first part of 2020. And it is just like it is happening in developing countries. And in this map, we cannot see the market in Southeast Asia, and it is a chance to start up now in EdTech. And 20 project unicorn projects here, half of them is from China and USA, and there is no unicorn project in Southeast Asian, and it is just focused on K-12 school, and it's just a general picture. There are 10 groups and 50 other groups. We just focus on 2 main groups, and we have lots of other projects. About the chain, the main chain, the first one, as you can see in last previous slide, the first one is digitalized. As you can see, one of the most important problem in Southeast Asia is that the poor content. Like we have to change from offline to online, or the social learning model. It is near this closest for online community. For example, Facebook, we have the group for learning. Micro learning is about a minor learning that the learner can get the achievement during a short time. Gamification, we have AR, blockchain, blockchain, AR and VR. We have ADT in Vietnam. ADT is one of the Vietnamese startup that provides data about robotic. We have middle team from Sandbox, Sandbox Galaxy. This is like one of the few blockchain projects. Department of Education decided to implement the saving the material in education, and this is just the name of projects following the trend all around the world. And look at the trend in EdTech in Southeast Asia. We have 600 million citizens. We have 210 million children at school. There are 50 like biggest EdTech. We have K-12 educated blood class. The smaller one is divided into other countries and however, after COVID-19 time, there's a challenge for us that the number of equipments online learning in Southeast Asia is also just 46% that students have the equipment for learning online. And the second one is about internet. As you can see, like student in a city, it is really a hard because like they cannot connect to lots of equipment during the time of learning, and also the teacher don't have many experience in teaching online. So Vietnam, I think Vietnam government have to solve this problem first. And about the data in online or the teaching method offline, as the like we haven't changed the method in the content or the method of teaching, and I think the preparation for the content and method in learning online is also have no change. About EdTech in Vietnam.
Học sinh và chi tiêu gia đình cho giáo dục ở Việt Nam thì rơi vào khoảng 40%, và Việt Nam là quốc gia số lượng cùng với Trung Quốc là quốc gia số 2 tại khu vực Đông Nam Á và có cái ngân sách thì ngân sách chi tiêu cho
Vietnam has been the second biggest consumer regarding education after China in Asia. So every year we have a growth rate of the education 20%. Vietnam is one of the top 10 of edtech investment in the global market. So the growth rate of the edtech 44% amongst all of the other industries. EdTech is one of the 3 top investment in Vietnam, apart from finance and e-commercial. We have now around 100 EdTech in Vietnam, and the current situation of EdTech in Vietnam also see different opportunities, same time difficulties, with goals like blue ocean time.
Trong cái giá trị về thị trường giáo dục là nằm ở mô hình offline, và mô hình online thì chiếm tỷ trọng rất là nhỏ, cho nên là quy mô.
Even we have developed EdTech over the years, but the offline market still can account for the bigger market. So it still is a pollution ocean for the EdTech. So e-commercial and fintech now is a red ocean, while edtech is blue ocean. However, we also see there's a lot of different organizations work on edtech, but quite scattered, distributed. Mr. Hiền at the beginning already shared that edtech is now content has not been deep developed in depth, and the content normally is copied and has not been developed with the human resource of Vietnam. So if we don't develop on content, we cannot lead the market and go global. So can we make a breakthrough of edtech Vietnam? We we see that edtech is a really great time to lead the market. The reason because we are in the time where COVID is happening, and to really maintain the studying of student, we have to apply the online learning. Most of the schools in the other countries still closed. Even in Vietnam, we can go to schools. However, some of the classes still run online.
Cái sự thu hút rất là tốt về các cái quỹ đầu tư và chúng ta duy trì được cái sự tăng trưởng của kinh tế. Về địa lợi thì ở năm tháng 6 2020 thì Thủ tướng đã ra một cái quyết định để liên quan đến cái chiến lược chuyển đổi số quốc gia với giai đoạn 2025 và tầm nhìn đến 2030. Và trong cái quyết định về chiến lược chuyển đổi số quốc gia này thì có nhắc đến rất là rõ ràng về.
So the second advantage of the edtech market is that the government is seeing the digitalization as a big part of the vision in 2020 and in the next 5 years. I am also a part of the expert team consulting the government in the digitalization process, and the government is working on digitalization for the K-12 market, bring the technology to do teaching in not only high school but also secondary school. We also have another advantage for the edtech market is the growth rate of the country. And we also see the advantage of the mobile phone. Number of people use mobile phone. So all in all, we are in a very good time to make edtech become the leading industry. In 2021, as a prediction, the edtech will become the first biggest investment industry. And we also see that Vietnam has a young population, and they are really adaptive regarding technology implementation. And we also the hub for Japanese companies or Korean companies coming in and do technology transfer. We also have seen the evidence in the market that Vietnam has become the attractive point for a global market, and Techie has been the only one organization has certification and confirmation regarding the quality, having a very good standard and global standard of the quality. So one more time, we can see that edtech is really in a good time regarding the policies, human resources, and ready with the market. So talking about the startup has been going global. For example, Topica has called successfully investment with $1 billion, and we also have Elsa. Elsa has been invested by different big organizations like Google. We have got it has worked in different countries. We also see God Scholar or Monkey Junior start expanding. Tomochan is also another good example working in blockchain, and they start also coming in edtech. Techie, when we build our platform with the good standard, quality standard, we also aim to expand to the global market.
Chúng ta thế thì đối với cả cái việc mà cái mảng giáo dục là một trong những cái lĩnh vực
So education
tính đa hiệu hóa rất là cao,
has a really
rất là lâu dài,
common characteristic regarding to localizing and customizing the content regarding to the characteristic of the local places. Each country has different methods and textbook and also methodologies regarding teaching. So how can we really make edtech go global? The first step is leading Vietnam. The difficult question, and go global is another question.
lĩnh vực về các cái hệ thống phần mềm trong giáo dục thì cũng giống như là các cái lĩnh vực phần mềm khác thì chúng ta có nhiều sản phẩm để đi ra thế giới rồi. Thì lĩnh vực giáo dục vậy các nền tảng của quản lý giáo dục.
So for now we have seen that we have some management tools and management platforms still have potential to go to the global market. We also recently seen some new models such as AR VR also has good potential to go global. Any application which do not require the deep content may also have the process of go global quicker. So how can Vietnam lead the market and go global in general? EdTech, I believe, will be one of the great tools to do. And we know that education is the foundation and important of the economy, and technology is important. So EdTech companies have a good time now to really bring the mission of the country closer. So we are looking at who actually can make a great impact in the coming years. We have a technology company, and we also have to put students as center. And this is not the short-term process, so we have to invest in the teachers. When we should go global, we have to start with leading Vietnam market first. We have a lot of opportunities, but the most important is that we need to have a good and proven model, and it can be tested in the local markets first before going global. So from my experience bringing my company to the global market, especially Asia, I have found there are 5 different obstacles. One is the obstacle of language and also the culture. For example, from Vietnam to Thailand, we have to understand the language or the culture of, and how can we deal with that? From our experience, we found we have to have good Vietnamese people who can use the local language. So from that, we will have the connectors in the local places and can develop and understand the market better. So that is the first point about using local Vietnamese people in the foreign market. Second, we found when we go abroad, we see we need to compete to the similar models in their countries. So how can we deal with that? We have to work and collaborate with the local organization. From that, we will understand better about the market and also reach out more opportunities that only local people may know. Another thing that we also need to worry or care about is the legal aspect. We also can work with the local legal services. We don't need to do everything by ourselves, but we can outsource it. The fourth thing is the risk in the supply chain. For example, transportation or buying and selling.
Thì thật ra cái việc mà trong chuỗi cung ứng thì hiện nay là ngày càng được giải quyết tốt hơn rồi. Và yếu tố thứ năm là các rủi ro của vận hành liên quan đến
The fourth thing is about the risk of human resource management. The way we operate in Vietnam is different compared to the way we operate abroad. For example, when we go to Singapore, Malaysia, we have to learn about how to manage people with a more effective way. So from that, the list of 5 different obstacles, my suggestion to really help startup in Vietnam to develop more effectively. First, currently Vietnam have to do by themselves. They have problems which may already happen with the other companies, but they don't have the information. So my suggestion is to have different programs apart from the current networking program. We will have more communities startup when they go abroad, and also come with advisors or mentors in the country we expand to. The second thing is the program outbound programs beside the inbound programs. We want to promote Vietnam and bring the image of Vietnam to more countries. So we have to show up the startup of Vietnam more effectively. For now, we have to do everything by ourselves when we go global. For example, this is the global market the summit in China. I attended the summit in China, but I didn't see any Vietnam startup there. In Singapore, it has a lot of summit startup, but I didn't see. So I can see Startup Vietnam has not attended a lot of global events. This reduces opportunities to reach out to foreign investors. The third suggestion is to about finance. When we go abroad, the finance become a burden. So how can we become more competitive? We already have the good human resource, but we may have the disadvantages of the finance. Indonesia has a really good support regarding finance, for example, but Vietnam has much less than that. And the solution is to create submit to connect more investors with startup in Vietnam. We already have events or workshop, and we have speakers are expert, but they may not be investors. So we need to have the submit for each country to increase the capital for the startup in that industry. So as I shared before, EdTech can be the number one industry, becoming the industry of having the biggest investment. So that's require the collaboration. Thank you. Thank you for sharing about the roadmap to develop EdTech from Vietnam to globe. The three keynotes already gave us the big picture and then specific aspect regarding EdTech development. To continue tech industry to go to the next level, we are welcoming the aspect of foreign expert. He's an advanced advisor in the EdTech area, and we are going to do the session in the online aspect.
Australia with a speech about experiences in market development from Australia's leading economies.
Thank you. Can everybody hear me okay?
Xin chào tất cả mọi người có thể nghe chưa ạ? Okay.
And I have some slides. Should I be try to share my screen from here, or
Bây giờ thì tôi có thể chia sẻ tôi được không ạ? Quý vị có thể chờ một chút ạ.
is that working okay? Okay, hopefully you can see the green slide with the Australian government logo. Yes, it looks like you can. So thank you very much to the Vietnam Ministry of Science and Technology for the opportunity to participate in TECHFEST Vietnam.
Cảm ơn rất nhiều vì tôi đã có cơ hội hôm nay để chia sẻ tại cái sự kiện Tech Việt Nam và TECHFEST 2020.
My name is Tom O'Brien. I am the Senior Advisor Education at the Australian Trade and Investment Commission, or Austrade.
Tôi là Thomas và thẩm vấn cấp cao của từ Australia.
As the presenter before me was just saying, COVID has of course taken us into a new digital age, and it is continuing to make digital transformation very real in Australia and around the world. This includes even for my 11-year-old son, who was doing school from home and was learning much about maths and literacy through Australian and global EdTech products, and of course the technology that we're using today as well. Should I continue? Australian EdTech providers are very interested in cooperating with partners in Vietnam to enhance the education ecosystem in both of our countries. And Austrade helps international companies to establish and build their business in Australia. I was listening with interest to the presenter just now before me, talking about some of the barriers to doing business and establishing business abroad. And Austrade is the organisation in the Australian government that helps businesses who wish to establish in Australia. I'm sorry, I'm not sure if this is being translated. I can't hear any translation, or if I should just be continuing.
Okay, I think you can continue, Thomas. So I will
Okay.
translate now on. Yep.
Okay. Thank you. So as I say, Austrade, the role of Austrade is an Australian government department, and we help international companies or companies in Vietnam or anywhere else in the world to establish and build their business in Australia.
Như vậy là tôi cũng chia sẻ trước đó là tôi và tổ chức của tôi có một cái sứ mệnh, đấy là giúp những công ty quốc tế, ví dụ như công ty đến từ Việt Nam, có thể thành lập cái công ty và có thể phát triển tại thị trường Úc.
We understand the challenges of investing, and we provide information that is needed to make good investment decisions and to enable a coordinated approach that will save investors time and money. We have offices in Vietnam, in both Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City, and our senior trade commissioner, Ms. Yvonne Chan, and her team is available to assist any Vietnam edtech providers who are interested in building partnerships with Australia.
Chúng tôi cũng có văn phòng đại diện tại Việt Nam, ví dụ như ở Hà Nội, và đội nhóm của chúng tôi thì có thể sẵn sàng sẽ luôn giúp các bạn để trả lời những câu hỏi khi mà các bạn mở rộng thị trường sang Úc.
Just last week, we had a very constructive meeting with the Vietnam Internet Association and Australia's Edu Growth.
Okay.
And we are very interested in the opportunities to develop stronger connections between Australia and Vietnam in the edtech ecosystem and edtech space.
Chúng tôi rất là kỳ vọng là sẽ có những cái cơ hội hợp tác sâu hơn nữa để có thể phát triển cái thị trường edtech giữa Việt Nam với cả châu Úc.
If any edtech providers are interested in understanding more, Austrade's investment services are free of charge, and they are focused on direct investment into Australia that builds capability and enhances productivity.
Okay, you can continue.
Thank you. The services that are available include information about the Australian business and regulatory environment, market intelligence, and also investment opportunities, and also identifying suitable locations and partners in Australia.
Như vậy,
And today,
chúng ta cũng có thể tìm ra những cái cơ hội để hợp tác và có thể là quan đến cả những đầu tư để có thể tiếp tục phát triển cái sự trao đổi thương mại giữa hai bên.
Thank you. So today I would just like to talk a little bit about the Australian edtech sector. Australia
Ở đây
is
bạn có thể nhìn thấy một cái slide chia sẻ về cái thị trường edtech tại Úc.
Australia is recognized for its high quality, globally relevant education and training systems.
Ở đây thì ở cái tháp này thì chúng ta có thể nhìn thấy cùng thì chính là cái tầng nền tảng, và tầng thứ hai đấy chính là những cái đặc tính cơ bản của cái thị trường edtech, thứ ba đấy là cái khả năng, cái tiềm lực của nó.
And also our strong quality assurance systems as well.
edtech ở Úc thì có một cái nền tảng rất là mạnh mẽ.
In Australia, EdTech companies are solving problems and adding value across all parts of education, from early childhood to university, and also to technical vocational education and training, or industry skills training.
Các công ty EdTech thì họ làm việc tất cả các mảng, từ cái từ cái nhóm khách hàng từ rất là trẻ cho đến cái nhóm khách hàng lớn tuổi hơn, và họ sẽ theo dùng cách tiếp cận đấy là cho đi giá trị.
Some of the factors of the Australian education landscape that support the EdTech sector to design products and services are as follows.
Ngoài ra thì cái thị trường EdTech ở Úc thì họ cũng có một cách tiếp cận là một cái đa văn hóa và cái cách tiếp cận giáo dục quốc tế.
Australia invests heavily in developing an evidence base to support teaching practice and curriculum development, and innovation is encouraged within Australian institutions.
Ở Úc thì các công ty về EdTech cũng tập trung vào cái lực lượng lao động có tay nghề cao và chuyển năng sáng tạo giáo dục từ kỹ năng sang giáo dục.
Australian education providers are prepared to try new approaches and to work with international partners so that they can improve their products and services.
Ngoài ra công ty EdTech ở Úc thì
Australia is built on very strong foundations for education. Australia has a very diverse domestic education market.
Thị trường EdTech ở Úc thì là một cái thị trường rất là văn hóa và có đa dạng, và chính vì vậy thì nó cũng có một cái lợi thế để đưa cái sản phẩm này có khả năng đưa toàn cầu.
And this means that Australia's EdTech industry has to build products that meet multiple customer needs.
Thì họ sẽ dùng một cách tiếp cận là làm thế nào để có thể đáp ứng được nhiều cái tổ hợp nhu cầu.
This means that we design products that can be adapted for global customers very easily.
Nó sẽ tạo một cái lợi sản phẩm này có năng có thể đáp nhu cầu, có thể thích ứng được với cái nhu cầu của khách hàng.
Nearly 30% of Australia's population was born abroad.
Hầu hết dân số của Okay, sorry, can you continue?
Our multicultural society means that the EdTech products that are developed reflect the global marketplace. In fact, Australian EdTech companies are born global.
Một cái thực tế cho thấy thì những cái công ty của EdTech ở thì nó được sinh ra và có thể có khả năng đi ra thị trường quốc tế.
A strong feature of Australian education is employability and the skills to be successful in a global career. This is a big focus for Australian universities and also our vocational training institutions. Okay, this slide shows the state breakdown of our 600 edtech companies.
Do các ngành công nghiệp công nghệ giáo dục của Úc xây dựng những cái sản phẩm ứng được những nhu cầu phức tạp của khách hàng, cho nên nó tạo lên cái khả năng là những cái sản phẩm công nghệ giáo dục đó của Úc có thể thích ứng với các khách hàng toàn cầu, và nó cũng tăng lên cái tỷ lệ mà thành công khi mà cái doanh nghiệp này rộng ra thị trường quốc tế.
So 50% are in early stage startup, but 29% are in late stage startup, and 15% are established companies. And many of these companies are already exporting.
Trên slide này thì bạn có thể thấy một số con số để thể hiện thấy sự trưởng thành của các công ty công nghệ giáo dục ở Úc. Thì cái thu nhập đến từ các công ty công nghệ giáo dục có thể lên đến là 2 triệu đô, và cái số lượng đầu tư tăng lên, và hiện tại thì có 6% là người là cố vấn, và cái số lượng cái công ty ở trong cái thời kỳ đầu sớm đó chính là chỉ đến 50%, còn cái giai đoạn sau đó là tiến đến 9%.
Today in Australia we have 600 edtech companies. They employ nearly 13,000 experts and generate 2.2 billion Australian dollars for the national economy.
Chúng ta có thể thấy con số khác để thấy được cái nền kinh tế được ảnh hưởng như nào trong cái lĩnh vực đó là edtech, đó là có 600 công ty edtech ở Úc. 6 công ty này đã tuyển 13.000 lực lượng lao động, và với tổng về doanh thu là 2,2 triệu đô. Xin lỗi là tỷ đô ạ, billion.
As you can see from the sector audience bar graph on the right, 42% of our customer target sector is in the K-12 school sector.
Bạn có thể nhìn thấy cái biểu đồ hình cũng có thể được những cái đối tượng mục tiêu chính cho các công ty công nghệ giáo dục ở từ cái thời giáo dục sớm như tôi chia sẻ những slide trước đây, đến những cái nhóm phổ thông, hay là nhóm các cấp học cao hơn, hay là nhóm đào tạo nghề.
I think this means there are many opportunities for Australia and Vietnam to work together as Vietnam implements the reforms to the school sector. And there is much I think Australian providers can learn through that process and can contribute to that process.
Như này thì cũng thể cái sự rất là trong cái hệ hợp tác giữa Việt Nam và Úc, và chúng ta cũng thấy được cái tỷ lệ học sinh du học lớn và học sinh Việt Nam.
So all of the established companies are already exporting, earning 30% of their revenue from their exports, and almost all of the late stage startups are also already exporting.
Chúng ta thấy những cái số khác ở trong cái hệ sinh thái về edtech đối với lĩnh vực về xuất khẩu thì có tới 37% cái doanh số đó đến từ cái lĩnh vực là xuất khẩu cho những cái công ty năm. Còn đối với những công ty ở thời kỳ đầu thì cái việc xuất khẩu cái doanh thu là chiếm đến là 13%.
In the executive ranks of Australian edtech providers, 25% are led by women, but there is always more that we can do here. And in Australia, we are trying to grow the number of women who are in leadership and executive positions across all sectors, including education.
Có một cái điểm thú vị đấy là ở Úc thì tôi đang có một cái định hướng là sẽ tiếp tục phát triển cái nguồn lực về lãnh đạo mà là những người phụ nữ, và các bạn có thể thấy ở đây là cái con số là đến 75%. Hiện tại lãnh đạo thì là đàn ông, còn 25% là phụ nữ.
In summary, Australian edtech companies are focused on creating an engaging learning experience to provide a quality learning outcome.
Cái cách tiếp cận của các công ty EdTech ở Úc thì đấy là sẽ tạo ra một trải nghiệm học tập cho người học với một cái khả năng mà họ có thể kết nối cao nhất và tương tác cao nhất.
In Australia, we are creating online and digital learning experiences that support the learner, and through personalizing, automation, and improved course offerings, connect the content to the how and the why.
Có rất nhiều những cái công cụ để giúp cho người học có thể được hỗ trợ trong cái quá trình học, và ngoài ra thì cái nội dung học tập cũng được đào sâu. Nó đi từ cái việc là đó là cái gì, what, đến cái việc là nó như thế nào, và why, tại sao.
Many Australian edtech solutions are supporting and improving online learning, which has grown very rapidly in the last 5 years.
Có càng ngày nhiều hơn các giải pháp để hỗ trợ cái việc học trực tuyến, và trong 5 năm gần đây thì cái sự lớn mạnh của cái việc học trực tuyến này nó càng trở lên hơn.
And so on the 9th of November, Austrade, in partnership with Australia's Edu Growth, launched the Australian EdTech Directory. The directory provides a platform for promoting Australian EdTech expertise. It is the source for local and international parties who are seeking information on the Australian EdTech ecosystem.
Một cái hướng mà chúng tôi đang hướng đến đó chính là việc phát triển những nền tảng một cách là cho có thể đưa những cái kiến thức hay là những cái tri thức tinh túy của cái nền giáo dục của gia quốc tế.
The EdTech Directory has been designed through a partnership with Edu Growth, which is Australia's peak body representing the EdTech sector in Australia. And the URL is on the screen, australianedtech.com.au.
Trên đây thì bạn có thể thấy một cái ví dụ đó là về về cái sự hợp tác giữa Úc một cái, và bạn có thể vào cái trang đó là australianedtech.com.au để có thể tìm được cái thông tin.
To be listed on the directory, the business must show a record of quality learning impacts both locally in Australia and internationally.
Okay.
There are many opportunities for international partners, including EdTech providers in Vietnam, to work with and collaborate with Australia's EdTech sector. And we are hoping that we can continue to work with organisations like the Vietnam Internet Association and others to create those opportunities for two-way cooperation.
Như vậy là chúng ta có thể nhìn thấy có rất nhiều những cái cơ hội để các công ty quốc tế ở ngoài có thể đến và hợp tác với, đặc biệt là Việt Nam. Chính vì vậy là tôi rất là mong chờ có những cái cơ hội giữa các công ty EdTech Việt Nam và Úc có thể kết hợp với nhau để có thể tạo ra những cái ảnh hưởng toàn cầu sâu sắc trong các lĩnh vực.
Thank you very much.
Cảm ơn rất nhiều.
Thank you very much for the speech about the data, a lot of details in the case study about Australia leading edtech technology. And xin cảm xin cảm ơn bài phát biểu của ông Thomas với chia sẻ về kinh nghiệm phát triển thị trường các edtech hàng đầu nước Úc. Và thưa quý vị, ở trong quá trình thực hiện thì có thể có một số nào tránh khỏi một số lỗi kỹ thuật, chúng tôi rất mong nhận được sự thông cảm của quý vị đại biểu tham dự ngày hôm nay. Và tiếp theo chương trình, chúng tôi xin mời quý vị đại biểu các vị khách quý cùng tham dự phiên thảo luận để chúng ta có thể cùng trao đổi, cùng đóng góp ý kiến và trả lời những câu hỏi để làm sao đưa ra được nhất công nghệ giáo dục Việt Nam. Và tiếp tôi xin anh cũng vừa sẽ thực hiện được chương trình là tác giả nhà sáng lập của đời doanh nhân quốc tế HSC cũng như là giám đốc phát triển của Làng. Và tiếp theo trân trọng giới thiệu các vị đại biểu sẽ cùng lên trên sân khấu để chúng ta có thể cùng tiến hành trao đổi. Tôi xin kính mời ông Nguyễn Trí Hiển, đại diện EdTech Group, và Đào Lan Hương, đại diện Startup Techy, ông Hùng Trần, đại diện What Mr. Aaron Seven, đại diện nhà đầu tư Silicon Valley, Mr. Conor Bracken, đại diện School Lab, và Jen Vũ Hương. Xin trân trọng kính mời các quý vị đại biểu. Xin giới thiệu chị Quyên, CMO của Team for Việt Nam sẽ lên tham dự cùng với phiên thảo luận của chúng ta ngày hôm nay.
Good afternoon, chào buổi trưa cả nhà. Mọi người bây giờ đã tỉnh chưa hay là đang ngủ? Vẫn trả lời được. Như vậy là bây giờ để cho cái buổi thảo luận này nó sẽ hiệu quả hơn thì xin phép các diễn giả có thể nghỉ ngơi một chút. Mình sẽ làm thế để khán giả có thể tỉnh và warm up và sau đấy là có thể sẵn sàng để cho thông tin vào trong đầu. Bây giờ xin mời tất cả các khán giả bao gồm cả anh kỹ thuật ấy có thể đứng lên và bắt đầu di chuyển lên đây để tất cả những cái ghế trống này nó có thể được phủ bởi con người được không ạ? Xin tất cả mọi người, nếu mọi người ngồi hàng đầu nghe vẻ lợi thế, tất cả anh chị ở dưới có thể di chuyển lên ạ. Diễn giả trên đây sẽ rất là cô đơn và cảm thấy lạnh lẽo vì thiếu hơi ấm của con người.
Em cảm ơn ạ. Now please stand up. Không cần đâu, em nghe ngoài vẫn được. And now we will start. We'll move to closer to the stage.
Chúng ta đã nghe hai bài thảo luận của người nữa ạ. Bố nữa. Chính bài ok. Như vậy là có bao nhiêu bài thảo luận thì nó không chỉ ứng với từ đấy 5 kiến thức mà rất nhiều năm kiến thức gồm lại mỗi một câu của tất cả anh chị chia sẻ là trải nghiệm rất nhiều năm. Thì bây giờ sau khi nghe nhiều như vậy mọi người có thể chào một bên cạnh rất là nhiều nhau chia nhau.
Okay, say hi to the person next to you to start and have like to be motivated. Discussion to side. We have 3 seconds. And if the speaker, if you are not, if you do not know each other, you can say hi to the person next to you to get closer. Anh là anh Lẫm đúng không? And after finishing the seminar today, we have a lot of other products about technology, and you can discuss with each other. And after we get to know each other, and now we will get closer to that. First of all, for đây ra phải chế độ video, muốn chụp thì sao đây? Được. Xong ấn hai nút OK là được. Bình thường nhấn đây nó tự động bay. Đây là chụp là không, mình phải tách. I'm a student from foreign trade university, and I'm a student. So I have a question. I come here to khó nghe quá.
Như vậy là Công đã đến đây với mong muốn là làm nào để có thể phát triển nhiều hơn và sau đấy có thể đáp ứng nhu cầu thị trường. Thì hôm nay không biết là cái góc cạnh đó có được đào sâu không, nhưng mà từ góc cạnh chia sẻ mở
About the open innovation and open education. Okay, so we will listen to the other point of view of the person. Another person. Say hi to everybody. I'm a startup, and I know about the seminar, and I also want to come here to learn, like to get experience from the speaker. I also want to be ready for the next step because I have been in startup for 2 years, and I want to learn the experience from the previous person in this career, in this field. He wants to listen to other YouTubes. We also share the same attitude. It's like the way we think about the problem will lead to the key for the innovation. And about the topic today is open innovation and open education. And have anybody here listen to this and like feel close to that? Get a and it has a requirement is about the diversification. First of all, we need startup. Who is startup here? If you are, you can stand up. Lại pin tiếp, cắm ở trong cái túi. Who is come from government? Like government person, like be really silent. Who is media? Investor. Now we have a lot of fields. First time I about that, it is the time when I learned in Hanoi University in Science and Technology. And if you use a Samsung phone, you will have a lot of application, and this the application can is the way to connect the business and student. Do you have BKAV application? It's the connection between it's about security. And from that example, in this discussion, like it, what is the of open innovation and the role of edtech? So depending on the sharing of Miss Hương, Um, it is something similar to Meet Alan. He's the it is about VR, and in uh, Miss Hung's line, VR play is a trend now that promotes the tech companies. So, can you share with the person first, and after that, Aaron will share you with people about the open innovation in education. And in a lot of trends, AR, VR is the popular one, and it is considered one of the many trends in the future. AR, VR can help students to have better experience in learning, like have a practical experience that we don't need to invest much on that, but we still can approach to a lot of practical experience. For example, we can learn about the body part in detail, or we can have experiments in AR, VR, and it can help content processing. Um, but after that, it is like the processing AR, VR. We don't need to invest much money on that, but it is the way to enable experience for the learners. As you can listen, the sharing of Mr. Hiền or Miss Hương, he emphasized about the increased experience, practical experience for a learner, and it is with Aaron. You are. What is your point of view about the AR VR in innovation in education in edtech? Tất cả mọi người đều có hiểu rằng ờ, cái sức mạnh của AR VR thì nó sẽ là và tôi chúng ta sẽ nhìn
tóm gọn lại thì em vừa chia sẻ cho mọi người khi mà đến PR thì là người ai game ngay tức thì mình thấy là một cái nhận thức thông thường của như vậy, nhưng thực tế PR cái ảo nó cái công nghệ này nó có tiềm năng rất lớn trong giáo dục. Thì lúc đó chị chia sẻ thì cũng thể báo với em nếu giả sử có thể công nghệ này để cho học sinh trải nghiệm và sau đó có thể đo lường được cái gọi là cái hiện tại, cái khả năng biểu hiện của bạn hiện tại các bạn tốt ở đâu, các bạn chưa tốt ở đâu.
Okay, we can see we can create the program for students, and the keyword you use is the set uh, the life is too far, but it is about the requirement ability of student now. We can support them in a comfortable way, and it is an advantages views of AR. So what? Me, the freaking, you are present the representative of school life. So you are the CEO. So the freaking. So the key word is the innovation. So can you share with us about the role of in open innovation in education nowadays? Because like now recently the activities of school life is focused on university project in university a lot. Cảm ơn tất cả mọi người và đầu tiên chúng tôi cần và đầu tiên thì chúng tôi sẽ nói về cái vai trò của chúng tôi. School Lab thì là kết nối tất cả mọi từ tất cả những cái nền tảng khác nhau, tất cả những kiến thức khác nhau, tất cả những vấn đề và đến từ các tổ chức khác nhau. Điều đó chứng tỏ rằng là đây chính là một cái ví dụ cho chúng ta có thể hiểu về cái vấn đề học sinh thì chúng ta sẽ đây chính là một cái quá trình mà học sinh chúng ta có thể thực hiện các cái sự đổi mới sáng tạo cũng như là giải quyết các cái vấn đề khác nhau. Những người từ Ngân hàng Thế giới thì và ngày hôm nay thì cái số lượng học sinh đến từ trường cấp 2 đại học thì ở đây trong năm tới thì chúng tôi sẽ chuyển đổi từ đại học sang rõ ràng là chúng ta sẽ tin rằng là đổi mới sáng tạo mở thì sẽ là cái OECD thì thành phố Hồ Chí Minh sẽ sáng tạo những cái chương trình đào tạo về học thuật cũng như là giải quyết những cái vấn đề liên quan tới hay là liên quan tới đổi mới sáng tạo thì chúng ta thay vì làm việc đó thì chúng tôi sẽ các học sinh sẽ làm việc ở trên những cái lĩnh vực của họ, làm việc ở trong những cái team và họ sẽ làm việc kết hợp với nhau ở trong các cái trường đại học và chúng tôi sẽ khuyến khích học sinh, sinh viên để sáng tạo nên những cái môi trường làm sao để họ có thể tương tác với nhau và họ có thể sau đó thì họ sẽ tăng cường và they work on their employer branding. The students are trained on critical thinking, problem solving, which I think is really key. And we've been working with, I know there's some people from FT did different workshops with students. So I think it will be really key for the future of Vietnam, because the future leaders of Vietnam are the students who are in the room here, but also for to become financially sustainable. So this is my short point of view on innovation. How are you feeling, everybody? Good? Yeah. This energy is really important for a startup, and this is about also the difference. That is the reason why in Vietnam, startup in Vietnam, cannot go far because they are lack of energy, like some international organizations. He it is so full of energy and really important for startup. And from his sharing, I will he emphasize on the innovation in school lab. It depends on the connection between a lot of sectors, and the most important thing we need to do is how to create a process. And he takes an example, like he worked he connect with a university, like create open innovation that the list budget, and he will put it, he will create a student team who really desire to develop them, and they will solve the problem, solve the project, and it is like profitable for two sides. And it is also a problem about open innovation. And he also took a example about FTU. And now I want to have a question related to health. And the most important part is like VR is profitable for health. So for example, in education, the connection is really important. So Miss Hương is about education, and like one person who work in VR. So what is the collaboration between education and education and VR? So um, so in case the two of you guys collab with each other, so what is and in the key, we also want to uh, include the lessons about through VR or AR, but we have some problem with materials and how to use VR and AR. Um, about the content for students, we have a difficulty in lessons. And I really I want to have I have a question, like nowadays Teki has 1,000 teachers teaching about robotics and a lot of fields. But I also want to find other models that can lead to the modern technology, modern teaching method. And we have teachers, we have an offline facility. And I really want to collab with the specialist and who has the technology and have the solutions for that. Do you have we in key center, we have the lessons research and development AR and VR. We have lessons about solar system lessons. VR use it to develop the content based on VR and AR. But about the content in K-12 in Vietnam, to innovate the lessons for the students, get a better lessons. It a lot of difficulty for us. And if we have a chance, we really want to collab with school lab to have like the tool, the facility, and technology. And Mr. Hung is from a university, so I can you share with you guys? Can you share with people here about the content in learning in university? Mr. Hiền, can you share with us about point of view about open innovation and open education, and from the point of view of Aaron and Miss Hương, can you share with us about your point of view? First of all, about open innovation, it is a trend all around the world, and especially like EdTech, and and there are 30 billion data for open education nowadays, and and we it supplied it provide materials for the open education, and it's like for us to absorb the education. uh, it can support each other, and in Vietnam, uh, the education story is still it has a lot of difficulty, and I really believe in strategy, and I really want to develop open education. And I have and I also discussed with a lot of companies about education, and they showed us is about 30% of teachers using technology, and have a question about how to use technology in education, and and what is the strategy for open education, and with our VR, it is trend of the next few years, and uh, we implement a lot of projects in all fields, and we have a lot of model we cannot change into VR AR model, and especially in and nowadays we can VR for experience in let's see.
Bây giờ thì có khán giả hỏi hơn, nhưng mà cảm ơn anh
And
Hiền
now
chia
there
sẻ
are
và đưa ra những
things
con số thống kê. Anh Hiền
for the
cái công nghệ
statistics,
là anh thường
and
xuyên
they and he and collect the data, and now there's a Miss Good representative of startup got it. Uh,
chị Uyên tại vì có ít người đã nghe anh vừa rồi chia sẻ, bây giờ
we also listen to the representative of got it. So can you tell us about the connection of a lot of sectors, and and the word camp has the students from lots of countries, 32 as I guess. Eh, and if you connect with the school, what is the strategy for the future? In my point of view, open innovation depends on the old system, and we find out the new way to improve the old sample, and it is just like a process, and you can estimate the number of students, and we can it's about the geographic features, and we like we it takes a lot of, and we have to be a timetable, we have to do things, and now the lessons we can teach is not as many as we can do now online with our model now, in the uh, it can provide lessons to the students out the world, with and the number of students in Vietnam, like esteem for Vietnam, it is like up to thousands of students, and in the next time, I think more than 3,000 students. We estimate we like the target customer, and with me, open innovation related to edtech in the way we use technology into teaching and education, and it is also a ecosystem for us to use. And technology will be a sample that it can support each other. Let's think about the platform we live stream the lesson. Can depends on the platform, and you can get the information about the trend of learning of students and behaviors, or we can use that to give our personalized teaching method, to give our personalized method in the future that solve the problem how to approach more students, and how to have students to penalize as the personal requirement. And let's you the role of open innovation in education. The, if you used to listen to the speaker, he has also a online sharing video, and he talked about the experiences in learning a lot, and how to promote the innovation in education. Eh, and now an audience an audience have a question. It is not a question, it is about sharing. I want to share with you guys today. I'm Mike from technology, from a technology company, and we are also transferred to a tech that provide the equipment, facility, tool for education, and Miss Quyên and Miss Hương like as technology for education. I and I also talk with Mr. Hùng about the products we provide, about STEAM project and product. Our product will expand uh, to create the content. We have the tool to, and I also want to provide the free tool for some organization or some startup, so that uh, like uh, so we can use we, we can take advantage of VR or ER into learn into teaching, and also like the platform. Our platform is about the progress strategy of us. It is called Premier Studio. It can help uh, to create a lesson. Uh, uh, we don't need to have a question and ask in old method. We just play, and we have connection in the lesson. For example, you learn about computer science learning. and you will have lessons to learn how to use the mouse, and after that we will add VR feature. So the first step is to develop a studio, and will uh, this our products is available for um, it's not a long time, but like after we have the tools so that people can um, use it into life. Like that, for people to create the lessons themselves, and it is all about my sharing. Uh, and I also meet this woman in the previous events, and I also want to connect with Tiki. And I also like I just introduced about our products and really want to collab with you in the future. My name is Mike.
Mọi người cho Mạnh một tràng tay ạ. Bởi vì là Mạnh thực ra là làm một cái việc đấy là
He is doing marketing for his products, and it's a chance for us to do everywhere, but like it's after do marketing his products, and the point of view of Miss Hương or Miss Queen, and when you listen the products of a startup or an organization, so what is the feature you will decide to like you what is the feature you need to decide you will meet them again to collab with them or not. First of all, I really thank him for introducing about these products as well as direction in the future. And it is also a collaboration or invitation for collaborating. Um, and as Mr. Hùng shared with us before, recently Steams for Vietnam create a lessons like online offline at the same time, providing the information for teachers in 60 languages in Vietnam. And I mean the collaboration depends on the same target. The first one uh, is to bring education to people all everywhere, and the second one is to believe in technology. And I think the collaboration that benefit for two sides is uh, is like something when you bring the benefits for the customers, as you share, I can see like I feel CNO Vietnam it's also the same process like that. It's for Vietnam think that believe that learning is just not sitting and absorbing the information positive negatively, and uh, we want that students can take part in the games and projects, and they can learn a lot of things from that effectively. And the second thing is like using uh, the schedule of school lab struck, and uh, and the next December we'll use this the the program of strat. Yeah. Everyone can learn no matter who you are, from their adult to children, but from the funny uh, lessons everyone can learn from that. And the first thing is collaboration. The collaboration depends on the same target, and like the same vision. Is the problems when you, what can you bring to the customer, what benefit can you bring to the customer?
Như vậy là câu trả lời có hay không hợp tác thì cái đấy là có một cái hành trình đúng không ạ? Nhưng mà ít nhất đầu tiên cái nền tảng thì chúng ta phải chia sẻ giá trị với nhau, và đấy là một câu trả lời rất là nền tảng. Thì bây giờ và sau đấy chị Liên có nói đến cái việc là chị Liên hiểu được cái IPM, như vậy là mình có một cái đứng trên gã khổng lồ đúng không? Bây giờ startup luôn đứng trên gã khổng lồ như là bên lợi ích, bên lợi ích đứng trên gã khổng lồ như IPM. Bây giờ chị Hương có thể chia sẻ nếu giả sử như vậy thì một startup mình đứng trên gã khổng lồ, hành trình đấy hay là quá trình
can you share with us about the experience in standing in a giant guy? And I also, in my sharing, I talk about the skill of tech in Vietnam. And I also think like when we have lots of experience in how to expand tech skill and understand the role, the important role of technology in education, we also work together to do that. With my own experience, I think that we are really brave people because we are just small people, but in terms of education, we have three no programs in Vietnam, or like even in the world. The second one is no teacher. Teacher is like the person who teach technology for children, and like teaching technology for children is such a hard thing. We have no teaching force. And the third one is no market. There's no need of the parents. They when we have like the other partners, and it will be more chances for us to educate technology and program in for children. And because of that, I think the first thing we need to do is like when share with each other more, shake hand more, and uh, and it's like we need to be open because we do open education, so we need to be closer, we need to understand each other more. And I think we have lots of things to do, because like when it, there are lots of potential for that, so we need to do it together. And I'm also very happy to have some other startup joining to this market. And we have the skill and the connection with lots of schools in our country. We provide the tool and also the content for I also want to have a chance to know more people and collab with you guys more. And it's my honor to have a chance to talk with you more.
Như vậy những câu thì không bao giờ ngay lập tức, nhưng nó là một cái quá trình, và cái quan trọng là sau một gặp người tiếp tục nói chuyện để cái việc là hiểu nhau, sau đấy dẫn đến yes no hay không, đúng không ạ? Đấy, cũng có những câu hỏi khác từ khán giả, nhưng hình như là question muốn đưa thêm thông tin, đúng không ạ? You wanna add something?
Do you want to add something?
I just wanted to agree. I think you mentioned
Tôi nghĩ là bạn đề cập về cái vấn đề
I mean, technology is not an end to education; it's a tool to make education accessible to all. So AR, VR enables students to be able to touch virtually things that they couldn't touch here in Vietnam or in provinces that don't have access to specific technologies. But what you mentioned is, in my point of view and what we've experienced, is that education is more about experiencing projects, working on real things, and working with people who are different. So, in my point of view, like the future leaders and the people who are going to get well paid in the future are not the technical people, the IT people, etc., but the product owners, so the product managers, so the people who have a 360-degree vision of a product, service, or solution, which means they can talk to tech people, they can talk to business people, they can talk to marketing, to design people. So that's what EdTech or technology education bring to people, this accessibility to be able to learn all the different aspects and to work on projects. But again, this is my point of view, but I think what you mentioned, project-based and learning by doing and working in teams is really key for the future of education. You want to say something? Okay,
Quy trình thì có nhấn mạnh một cái điểm là chính là sự kết hợp giữa các bạn và có dùng cái thuật ngữ mà chắc là cái này sẽ gọi là tắt cho cái bản của một cái có bạn học đến một góc lãnh đạo thì mọi người sẽ ra trong 6 lãnh đạo thì nó cũng dựa cái chia sẻ của công ty, tức là từ cái góc cạnh là những cái bên khác nhau, bên marketing, truyền thông, bên gọi là tác hay là bên logistics, bên là cái là hoạt động thông thường, tất cả các bên là cả những người đấy trong tương lai sẽ là những người nói gọi là cái bên khác nhau thì góc cạnh là 360 người dự án thì còn có 3 khán giả đang đầu thì
We have three audiences waiting. So please.
Just a thought that I want to add to this, that almost like a little bit of a warning. You know, if you look at the
Các bạn biết là nếu như
history
bạn nhìn vào cái vấn đề
the biggest inhibitor to scale is an interface problem, right? If you look at what technologies have really changed and become ubiquitous, like take the calculator for example, right? What is the calculator? It's the ability to have a device with a database on it and processing ability and its screen you can interact with. The strength of the computer is that it has databases and things like this, but you can't access it unless you can access a computer. And so all the power that the computer brings to education, all the power that a calculator brings to education is 100% dependent on the interface of that device, the ubiquitous nature of the device. And I think there's another one coming, which is not VR. VR is too isolationist, but AR is a fundamental shift. What we're talking about mostly when we talk about EdTech is we're talking about the database structures behind the scenes. And I think the next revolution in global educational technology is going to come when augmented reality is built in a set of glasses that somebody's wearing. And that augments every single aspect of what you're doing the same way a calculator does with math. And if you want to look at what the global impact of that's going to be, is it's going to be another hardware problem, just like getting computers in the classroom is a hardware problem, or getting calculators in the classroom is a hardware problem. And the impact, I think, of a productivity of an education school system or a school that has access to quality AR in the future is going to be the same impact as if you said, okay, we're going to try to have an education system without calculators, or we're going to try to have an education system without computers. So a lot of times, I just want to kind of lay out there that I think that when we're thinking about the future of education, I think a huge part of it is going to be understanding technologies that allow you to make decisions on the fly, that where AI and data for the first time can actually help inform you at the point of decision making, not just while doing the tests, not just while doing the learning, but between the classes. And when you walk out the door and you walk down the street, it just becomes ubiquitous. These tools for augmenting education become ubiquitous. And I just think that's worth keeping in mind.
In Western culture, everybody will give applause when a person finished sharing something. So, to be honest, about Aaron's sharing, it's about a article. If you think that technology is still like in the future, maybe the damage or the lacking of information in the future. So we need to face with it. So he gives out a ideas. In the future, VR can make like people far away from each other, but uh, like the connection is really important. It is like the key information. Um, is that it helps people to have a this decision, and uh, like no, Aaron gives a attitude about it too. In the future is like t- it will help people to make a decision. So uh, it is like the thing the tool in the future will focus on. And now we have three questions left. Do you agree to listen to the questions? Okay, let's start with the woman or girl, boy, the man. Okay.
Ok, xin giới thiệu qua tôi là
My name
Quế,
is
giảng viên của trường đại
Quế,
học
the
Techfest
lecturer
và
in
giáo viên giảng viên thỉnh
a
giảng của
university
Techfest.
in the
Thì tôi
University of
sẽ
Technology
nghe
of
kể
Vietnam.
rất là hay.
And I've listened to a lot of interesting things,
Ở đây tôi có
experience,
một cái
and I
bài
have
chia sẻ.
also there and also questions for Miss Hương.
Quan điểm của tôi về giáo dục
The part of is
là
like
giáo dục
education
trẻ em
for
là
is
cái
like
thế giới
move towards to understand the world around us, and from that can
cái mục đích của giáo dục
have children in the
còn
future.
trong cái
And
câu hỏi dành cho chị thì
I have a
thầy
question for Miss Hung,
đang tập
CEO
trung
of
rất nhiều vào
Techie.
cái mảng liên quan đến
Like we focus much on
trò
uh,
giáo viên trong
training for students or teachers about technology. So, what is about the daily life? We are going too deeply into the gen. Like sometimes we forgot about the daily life. So, the scientifics in the science in daily life. What do you think about the application of that into our life? So, uh, I am the lecturer, like experiences for such a long time, but like the children are so excited and so excited about learning about science, technology, and also they really want to learn about the real life as well. This is the first thing. The second one is about the teacher. Like
tập đoàn TECHFEST thì tôi đã biết là khi mà giáo viên, đặc biệt giáo viên dạy toán và dạy bằng tiếng Anh ấy, thì là rất là vướng về cái khoản
when the teacher teach, they focus on the
làm nào chị có thể quản trị chất lượng
how can you manage the quality of the teacher.
đối tượng mình tận sai thì mình hiểu sai là rất sai rất nguy hiểm xã hội sau này.
Like how can you find the mistakes during the teaching method, because like mistake is so serious. So how can you find out that? Please welcome Mr.
Nhưng mà hiện tại thì em chỉ kia các khán giả cứ kéo tay cho em hỏi, nhưng mà sao bây giờ cảm ơn câu hỏi của anh.
Thank you for the question. To talk about innovation and education, and as you can see in the map all around the world, there are 10 fields and 50 like every product is set up that with Tiki we have 20 experience in 20 experience working in technology, and we can see that in the modern life, technology is really important. And if English is a international language and in real life, and like technology will be the language in digital life. So it is the step to prepare for the better life. So like especially IT lesson, if you can like IT lessons, the content of us in university, in school, is so old fashioned, is so outdated. Like other countries in the world, for example USA, they have like IIT is put in compulsory lessons at school. And China put AI into the lessons for primary school, from grade 1. So IT lessons has a lot of difficulty in Vietnam. And like first of like during the progress process, we like the method in a technology lesson, we cannot use the old method like we used before. Like we use the structure, the formula, and uh, use the modern technology we use today. Is like firstly we teach, we put project based learning. Like in every class, they will do project in class, and after that when they come home they will keep doing that. And the second one is like STEM projects. Each project student learn, they can create a game projects. So it include a lot of other subjects: history, chemistry, maths, and physics, and something, so that they can create a project in a class. For example, a game in ocean or something like that. So maybe about the speed of water currency. And it is also like how to improve the skills for students. It, like besides teaching the IT information, we also improve the soft skills for students, how to build a comprehensive product. uh, like they need a lot of information, not just focus on technology. It is the reason why you can use the product in real life with a lot of fields. And how it is about the method, teaching method, techie nowadays, and how to manage the quality of teaching. It is also a challenge for us. Like we care a lot because like most important thing is the quality to how to evaluate that, how can we examine that. So how can we manage the quality of teachers, the quality of programs. And we have lots of years working in technology, and I think in education technology is also uh, like using technology to manage a lot of classes. And uh, it's not just about the teaching method, it's about the quality of human resources. and and we also use GMS um, to catch up uh, the world, and to adapt with open education in in modern life, we think that it is like the problem for both the teacher and the students. Like every information is so. Ethic is not like you transfer all the thing on offline into online. It's not like that. Um, the education provider have to be the first person to learn, and we also use international collaboration with the unique teaching method um, to build that, to manage that. Um, Honestly, I know that people have a lot of questions, but the question is really related to our organization, like from names of our organization. It is STEAM for Vietnam. STEAMs is like the subjects in science, maths, engineering. A is A is art. So with us, at first we will teach how to and the long-term goal of STEAMs for Vietnam is we we believe that one person success and is the like depends on both the left right brain. So we have to balance the information. STEAMs for Vietnam has a slogan, TTLV. It's about machine thinking. We have like the think. If we have the thinking like this, you can show every problems in life. So uh, there is an example like how to make a cake. It is just like simple method. Like we need to find out what is the problem, and like gradually we'll write down the process to solving the problem. We will give the information not just about the technology. We will need to provide students the tools. So this is our strategy as well as a slogan.
Như vậy thì trên trường Ok. Câu hỏi đã chuyển khán giả muốn bước vào, cho nên chúng ta có thể chuyển câu hỏi sang một
There's a question. I do not have a question. The topic of our village today is open innovation and open education. Um, like we have the representative of Department of startup organization specialist, and I really want to have a speaker, and she is from VNPT. VNPT is a like digital companies. So can you share with us something so that our innovation can be more fulfilled? Really, thank you for meet the and the organization committee to have a successful yeah. And like nowadays, how to exercise be conducted for students. Nowadays, we conduct a lot, like thousands of universities and schools. It is just the start from 2012. It is about online and about financialized
và hệ sinh thái VNPT 4.0 Edu thì đã
VN
bắt đầu manh nha từ cách đây khoảng 2 năm.
4.0
Đấy.
2 years
Em
ago.
nói là hệ sinh thái
Was
đó đến hiện nay nó chưa hoàn thiện.
is not completed yet. We have lots of partners who are very strong in education, and as you know, for example, intelligent classroom in accident school in 2 areas in Hanoi. It is the pioneer in like the private school with the facilities in and public school as well. They have change study. If we produce, like if we conduct a 4.0 learning without the strong Wi-Fi connection or something, like we have two ways. The first one, VNPT, will be the provider to connect between schools, and the second one is to I really want to collab in the future, but at first, my name is Làng and the center of VNPT center. I really want to collab with you guys here about innovation and open education.
Cái này thì có khi là có anh chị cái khuôn khổ của hội thảo thì không nó bị giới hạn thời gian.
The time is not limited, and I also want to VNPT to take part in deeply into innovation and as the program of EdTech is not just here. We have lots of activities, and we hope that when we have the like online offline activity, we you if you want you can join us and share with us more. Not just VNPT, but like Techie from Miss Hương will have some and programs or project we can collab with each other, and I hope that the ecosystem will be better. Like when we need something and when we like of something, we will fulfill each other. Maybe after this seminar, if two guys meet in the coffee, maybe we'll have a contract after that about collaboration. And after that, build some programs. And I think this, like today, we finished this discussion.
This is a very innovation.
Từ chia sẻ của anh.
No, it's just because I love what we do so because it was really how this sort of innovation is also companies working with government to support the modernization of education, and it's key that if we want technology, we want the infrastructure behind it, and the government cannot, I think, sponsor everything. The private organization need to step up to support. So that's exactly what happened. And I mean, we have the same experience because we work with the Ministry of Education in France. We created a specific program, a student entrepreneur program, and really the goal was not for the government, was to support the government to find an innovative way to engage with private actors while supporting students to develop their competence. I love what I saw, and thank you also for the invitation today.
Như vậy là chúng ta không chỉ nói mà chúng ta hành động. chúng ta có thể nói về đổi mới sáng tạo mở, chúng ta thực ra đã vừa làm một gần như là đến một cái kết quả nào đó. Thì anh Hưng có nhấn mạnh từ cái lúc mở đầu đấy là chúng ta không phải dừng lại ở đây sau.
And we, like as Mr. Hưng mentioned, we will not stop here. We will build the ecosystem, the community. Like when we think about the spirit of the startup organization, like we and like this attitude will help us to go further. And can you share with us about the closet activity, or in the future, like people here can join? First of all, we are in open education, and like we open everything we have. As Mr. Hung shared with us, I think like every month or every week we will we will hold an event for us to like people who interested in education can join, and you can join the Facebook group about EdTech Vietnam, or like to build the ecosystem, like develop the community about EdTech. Do you know the name of the fan page? EdTech Vietnam. We will post the information, events, and you can join it there. And now it is the end of this discussion. It is about open. Everybody works in a lot of fields in life. It doesn't matter what you do. It matters how we can connect with each other to contribute to life better. And like the vision for Aaron also share with the view of international organization, and Fragan with their for technology education. Uh, uh, Now you have a lot of opportunities here, and we will meet in other events of EdTech here. And it please, everybody, please move to the stage to take a picture together with the speakers today to end the event. Tiếng chụp này.
Bây giờ chúng ta sẽ xếp thành có một hàng ở dưới ạ, và một hàng đứng ở trên ạ, và một hàng ngồi.